Hi, this is Brad Wood from Park Lane Decor, and I'm just going to explain the application of our Rietfontein panels. Right, when you take the first Rietfontein panel, you're going to see that there are four distinct designs on each of the four corners of the panel. It's very important that when you put the panel up on the ceiling that you match each detail with its corresponding mate on the next panel. Here we're going to start with the floral design. So once you've chalk lined your ceiling and you've got your first panel into position, you are going to take your second panel and you are going to marry the panel together so that it has its corresponding detail next to it. You will see that there are four ridges on our panels. This is to locate the panels. We overlap the detail so that we stick to 605 by 605 centers on our panels. As you can see here, the two floral details are now next to one another. As you bring in the third panel, you will marry the floral detail next to its match, and you will locate the panel with the location strips on top of one another. This is to ensure that you are paneling out on certain centers and that you don't go out in the far back corner of the room. As you bring your fourth panel in, the same thing again. You locate it with the location strips, making sure that it's overlapped. And now you can see how this beautiful pattern has emerged in the center when the four panels are combined. The same works on each corner of the panel. So whichever corner you're working from, please ensure that its match is made. You will see that there are two scroll details on this sort of elaborate ostrich feather design. If we try and line those up, I just want to show you where the problems can come in. Okay, here we've overlapped them. Here we've got the scroll detail. There are two scrolls here with two different designs on the diagonally opposite corners. So when you put the scroll detail in, make sure that on this surface there's a little detail that's forming on this corner. Make sure that when you generate the scroll detail in the middle, you've got the same detail on the opposite end. As our fourth panel goes in here, we've got the scroll detail. We'll just overlap that. And we've got the same design forming here and the same design forming there, the same design forming here and on the opposite end. So that when you panel away from me now, you will put the flowers together. As you panel away from me now, you'll put this little lip detail together and the pattern will continue. Thereby, every time four panels comes together, you're going to have a beautiful detail that's formed by those panels. As far as the painting of our panels is concerned, we pre-paint the panels. We generally tend to use 2 coats of PVA. No primer is required. You can also use a solvent-based paint. Just bear in mind, if you use a solvent-based paint, you need to pre-paint with at least one layer of PVA. Solvent doesn't have an effect on our materials, but it's a safeguard. If you're going to brush paint the panels, please note that when you touch up on the ceiling, you're also going to brush paint. By the same token, if you spray on the ground, you're going to spray on the ceiling. If you use a roller on the ground, you're going to use a roller on the ceiling. If you switch paint applications from the ground to the ceiling, you're going to pick up distinct markings on the ceiling, which is obviously unsightly and not what we want. So please stick to the same technique when you paint it as when you touch up on the ceiling.